Hello, everybody. Jumping into some Mini Motorways. Why does that say 12 minutes 53 seconds? I only just started. Maybe my browser needs to be refreshed. I hope all of you had a chance to sit and get refreshed. There we go. Okay. Just a weird glitch that's going on. Yeah, we're back to Mini Motorways. I was going to play Elden Ring, but Mini Motorways was speaking to me. Said, "Hey, you. Do you want to sit down and relax and play some Mini Motorways?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So here we go. Got some Mini Motorways going, which I'm excited for. I love playing Mini Motorways. I think the only thing about it that's kind of difficult is that it, to get a lot of points in this game, like you don't get more points for building sensible like roads, like how this is like a nice straight block, how you would expect like a city to sit and build a road. You don't get more points for that. You only get points for like building like ridiculous, roads, like building an angular road like that. That makes a lot more sense because you use less roads in the process. But I wish there was a mode where this is why we chose me motorways. I wish that there was a mode where you got more points for sitting and building sensible style roads. I really wish that there was something like that. But you're kind of cool, I feel like. Yeah. I was tempted to make some popcorn, but then I remembered that popcorn involves a lot of crunching, and we are not an ASMR channel. So that is not gonna happen. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you, sir. Let's see. I know what traffic lights for now. Ugh. Why is it building why is it building those there? Goodness. Okay, we'll do that. And then, for Pete's sakes! Why is it doing that? Why is it purposefully making this as hard as possible? Why is this house isn't anywhere close. This is supposed to be a chill stream. It's turning into a very unchill stream. I'm gonna do that. So it doesn't have one straight at the intersection. Oh, that might create a problem. Because it seems like these guys are trying to go to that store. Oh, and now I got that store there? Are you kidding me? What? Okay, now it's just starting to try and upset me. Now the game is purposefully making this ridiculous for no reason. If I push that to there and I get rid of that, then I can put this here. And then that will open this up to doing that. And then we could just get rid of that and make this a four-way roundabout, which makes marginally more sense. uh, did you guys know? Speaking of popcorn, excuse me. Speaking of popcorn, apparently there is a certain kind of popcorn that one can make that like causes chemical damage to your lungs if you inhale it. And the reason for it is because it basically is just a chemical that smells like popcorn, right? Like it's like this buttery. I think it is like a weird kind of chemical butter that like smells especially buttery. And so what they did was they essentially, can those connect in here? No, okay. What what it essentially is you have this butter um, that tastes just like popcorn butter, but if you inhale it, it like burns your lungs or something crazy like that, you know? And so these poor factory workers have this who would like work in factories that made this kind of popcorn. They would, if they weren't like careful or like if they worked there long enough, they would get this like terrible disease from this popcorn that would just like give off this chemical burning kind of thing, you know, and it would cause these people to just suffer. So apparently there was one dude who was so into popcorn, like it was his favorite thing in the world, that he would like go straight up to the microwave and smell all the popcorn butter, and then he would like open the popcorn bag right in front of his face, you know. And he developed this same disease, you know, even though he was just like a consumer of the popcorn, um, which started to give him problems, you know. And so he went on like I think he like tried to sue the companies that were like making the popcorn, and that's why now I don't know all of this for sure, but that's why like companies that sell popcorn, they'll always say don't open the popcorn directly into your face, you know. Um, A, because it's like hot popcorn that you're opening up into your face. I mean, come on. But B, B, it was like problematic because um, if you inhale this like butter, it causes a problem. You know, like it'll give you a serious legitimate problem. Um, and so that's why you now have these like serious like things on packaging for depending on what kind of popcorn it is, this butter, you know, and it's kind of scary if you think about it. I learned that from I can't remember what channel it was, but it was like an educational kind of channel um, called. The main guy's name is Brew. I don't know if that helps you. I'm sure maybe you've seen it if you watch a lot of weird educational shows like I have. Maybe I could just look it up real quick, especially considering how slow this game runs or goes. Okay, now this is starting to seem a little unfair. Um, do that, I guess. It's a weird setup for a road, but yeah. See, it makes you do these like weird star things instead of just building it to be like a normal road, which is kind of upsetting at the end of the day. Um, okay. I'm going to hold on. Maybe I just do this. Okay, and then we'll do that. And that'll give us the chance to connect those so we can get more purple. Even though that has to go all the way across town. But whatever. That's really nice of them to have put that there, because now I have a lot less to worry about with that. Let me look them up. Let me look up this channel. Man, if it'll stop giving me stores for half a second. Goodness. So now all these greens have to get across town. As well as the pinks. Man, this is why I try not to go for motorways, because I feel like they always give you some stupid nonsense where you have to now move like a bunch of stuff into it, you know? This is so upsetting. Okay, let me try and look for this real quick. Brew. Oh, that's the name of the channel. The name of the channel is Brew. Not the I get well the main character's name, like the dude who like talks over the whole thing. His name is Brew, but it's kind of funny that that the name of the channel is Brew. In any case, yes, give me a new bridge. Bridge. If I use this chance to just build the bridge here, then I can get rid of this motorway. That's ridiculous. And then I can start to send some of the green guys across town. Once it gives me my roads back. Let's these pink guys figure out their deal. Ugh, okay. There we go. We'll just do that. And then we can attach this. Probably like right here. And then we can do that. And then we could just disconnect that. Well, we could connect it here, and then we could just get rid of those. Or we could connect it here and just get rid of those. And then it's gonna pull nonsense like that. Oh, it just does this on purpose. It just does this kind of thing on purpose, man. This game, it just does it on purpose at this point. What is this nonsense? And I don't even have enough roads. I don't even have enough roads. Ugh. That's not fair. And they doubled up. How did you make your business bigger when you don't have business? This is so upsetting. These people. Why would you double down on your business size when nobody's shopping there yet? I need more roads. I need more roads, dang it. And I'm gonna have to wait until end of day. Did I not? Okay, I got some roads somehow, but... Oh, it's because that little archway finally figured itself out. So 1, 2, 3... We'll just do that. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely asinine that it's done this. Why does it do this to me? Why does it do this to me? I don't have any roads! I have to go an entire week, man. It's just 30 road tiles. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's fine. 30 road tiles. We're gonna shift all of this orange off of there, and we're just gonna send the orange down here now. And then we're gonna send these purples, because I don't have a good way to get to here. Down, doing this ridiculous snake maneuver to get to there. Because having reasonable, rational roads means nothing in this game. Oh, man. And why are they using this track to get back home? Oh, because where did these guys come from? Ugh. What nonsense. Send them all through this roundabout. Well, honestly, I wonder if that works. Having that secondary side road. No, they're still getting, like, held up. They are still getting held up. And now I have a green there. And there's no easy way to get to the greens. Unless I build a bridge. Which I don't have. But if I bridge to there, and then I do that, which is ridiculous, then we can deal with it. Let's see. Build a bridge. And now there's a lot of people getting stuck here. Because orange is going on there? Where's the orange coming from? Orange needs to stop going up there. Why is that road connected? Orange only needs to be down here. This game just hates me. This game just doesn't want me to get a high record, does it? It just wants to just throw more nonsense at me. I'm gonna start doing like, ugh. I'm gonna start doing a strategy where what you basically do is you sit and like take all these houses that are only meant for like one thing, and then you push them all onto one side. Like this. So then all the oranges will go to only that orange, and only maybe over there, because I forgot about that building. Oh. And then they can only go down there. So hopefully that makes it better. And then this pink is going to go down there. So now pink has its own dedicated road so that it doesn't have to go through a roundabout and deal with all this orange traffic. And now all this orange traffic can just go straight through there. So it should be a little bit better. Oh, man. You know what I have a huge hankering for right now is Chinese buffet food. We used to have a place near where I live. Fortunately, went out of business years ago, but we used to have a place around where I live where it was an Asian buffet style like place, you know. Um, but hold on, this is throwing me for a loop here. But they went under, and so like my favorite place, like the only way to get the food from my favorite place was like, you know, multiple cities over, you know, which was just very frustrating. But that's what I want right now. Right now, at this very moment, very late at night, I want Chinese food. I don't know why I want Chinese food right now. Late night snackering. It's a bad habit. It's a bad habit. It's gonna happen. Why are all of these cars getting stuck? Why are they going so slowly? Why is it like one at a time? Why are they going so slowly through there? Maybe it's because I have a billion cars trying to get through there. That'll just have the greens now go from there and then back over. That doesn't solve the purples and now pink situation, though. Oh, and now they put an orange place here? It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Ugh, now I gotta deal with pink traffic coming through here now. This is ridiculous. This is such a spider web of stupid trees. This is so stupid. Look at how stupid this is. And then all these purples are gonna have an issue, and it's because they're all getting caught up here in their own little spider web of nonsense. Even though traffic's now moving much quicker. Hey, we reached 1,000 though. We got our goal. We hit our goal for it. we're starting to slowly have issues. And that just became a bigger store. Let's see if we can optimize any of this. What? How in the heck? I want to look at the map. How would that not get enough greens? All those greens had a direct route to those two stores. How on earth did they get stuck up there? How did that even happen, Warsaw? How did that even happen? Oh, you can, like, Instagram style. Oh, man. Well, we hit our goal. We hit our goal. We can go try the other one. Chiang Mai. Building bridges. Phoenix City. So now I've unlocked the challenge mode. Chiang Mai. I know they're not going to make it any easier. I said we could try one of the weekly challenges. Daily challenges, weekly challenges. Lights out, no traffic lights are offered, and all destinations are circles. Well, that sounds interesting. Unlimited roundabouts. All destinations are much busier. Buildings can appear directly adjacent to destinations. Wow. Okay. That sounds like fun. Let's try that one. It's in Warsaw. Oh, this is the map that we just did. Okay. And this is a terrible start. Where's my clock? Let me think about this for a second. Because I have two bridges. So I can, like, bridge over from here. Or from here. And then I can go down like that. Which is ridiculous. But at least it'll leave that open. Why have you done this to me? You weird house. You weird house. What are you doing, weird house? But I got unlimited roundabouts, so I can always just install a roundabout whenever I feel like it. Even though the game is going to pull nonsense like that. You have no idea how upsetting this game could be. Because it's like, let's just put a house or whatever in the worst place. Oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Well, because I can't move this out one now so that I can put a roundabout there. You have no idea how upset that makes me feel. That I feel like I have to put a roundabout there. That's disgusting. Look at how disgusting that looks. Why? Why have you done this to me, game? Oh, I still need to connect it up. I have ran out of roads. Okay, here we go. Go for another bridge. Can reconnect that. Now I can finally connect that up. Thank goodness. Oh, that's upsetting. Oh, dude. Dude. Dude, I'm starting to get a little upset at this one already. I'm starting to get a little upsetty spaghetti at this one already. Kidding me. I do have one more bridge. So I can, like, push that one just closer. And then we could just make a bridge that comes across. And it's going to do that kind of thing to me. Um, the idea was to get rid of this connection, just do that, and then send this down. So that we can do this, which would then meet up into here, and we can take that out, and then it just has a billion oranges for me to deal with now. There we go. That was the idea originally. Something like that. Oh, this is stupid. Why did I do that bridge actually like that? Why didn't I just do like a bridge like that? Saves a lot more pieces and looks a lot cleaner. Come on! Why did you put a house there? What? Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm losing steam. I'm losing steam. So I think after this one, I think I might just call it a day, if I'm being perfectly honest. I've kind of ran out of things to talk about. I'm kind of getting tired. It's getting late where I am. It's getting late where I am. And I got work tomorrow. Got work tomorrow. Maybe I'll sit down and see if there's an easy way to watch Morbius. That seems like something that everybody's been talking about recently. The movie Morbius. Are you Morbin? I don't understand that joke, but it's a joke that's relevant to Morbius, I guess. So, hopefully, snowfully, I'll find a way to sit and watch Morbius here soon. This is probably going to end a lot sooner than I would have wanted it to, because this is just giving me ridiculous road setups. Let's see. Motorway would be nice, but I don't know how I would use a motorway effectively. I got this pink guy here. What is happening? What is happening? What is happening right now? What is all this nonsense? What is going on? Okay. Hopefully that helps. It looks like it's just creating a problem though. Honestly. Because the purples have to come through here, which means they go through a double roundabout, which is annoying. Wow, I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of points. We're only at 300, and I feel like this is already in a bad position. And it just got worse. Yeah, motorway. Let's just motorway over there, because this is obnoxious. This is just silly. This is just nonsense. It's just nonsense. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. It's Morbin time. Mighty Morbin Power Rangers. Coming to you live from Mighty Morbin Power Ranger Zone. Mighty Morbin Power Morbin Rangers. You know, that's probably what I could have done, huh? I probably could have just put down roundabouts to like trick the AI to putting things in favorable positions. That actually doesn't sound like a terrible idea at the end of the day. Oh man. We have already lost. Already lost. Okay. Righto, righto. We got another motorway there. Ba ba. Ba ba ba. That's not correct. There we go. And then like that. And then like this noise. And this is a setting. Because why did they do this to me? Why have they done this to me? There we go. I got orange that needs to get up there. So maybe we just take them off of there and shove them to go up there immediately. And then these guys are all popping up like daisies. Like daisies! What was that? Oh, that was from Mulan. That was from Mulan. One of the scouts comes back after they spoilers. One of the scouts comes back after they launch all the missiles into the mountain that causes an avalanche to kill all the Huns. And then one of the scouts comes back and he's like, "They're still alive. They're popping up like daisies." And it's just a funny clip. It's just a funny clip of the movie because it's like, yeah, they're popping up like daisies. Like, okay, it's weird. I think it's especially weird because from what I don't know if daisies are even like a thing in China. I could be terribly wrong. Let me look it up now. I have the power of phone. Let's see. Chinese daisies. Daisies. Oh yeah. Okay. So they do have daisy flowers in China. Yeah, are among the easiest flowers to grow. Dresden, China has pale pink double flowers with narrow petals. Um. 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 uh. Maybe a roundabout there is not the best idea. No! Man, I knew it. I knew it. We're gonna give it a quick restart. I know I said I was. You know what? We're not gonna give it a new restart because, man, I'm tired of it giving me stupid starting. Ugh, positions. I am kind of getting tired. I know it's kind of been a shorter stream, about an hour, 30 minutes. Um, Part of it's just that I'm really losing steam. I've been yawning on and off through the stream. I get kind of tired. Speaking of, um, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just call it a night here. Um, it's been fun though. I had a good time. We were able to get up a rank in Apex, which is a really good thing. We finally were able to get up a rank in Apex. Thank goodness, man. It feels like it would have never happened at this point. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I'm starting to get burnt out from streaming every day, or if I'm just super that much tired today, because I am super tired today. Um, so I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a day here. Mini Motorways, it's always a fun time. It's a little frustrating because the way that they make AI is it's a little disappointing. I feel like they specifically build their AI to just like throw a wrench in the game. Like no matter what map you are on, it's like, oh, they have this nice little setup in the middle of the map. Okay, why don't we just go ahead and put a different color city, a different color store with a different colored household so that they have to go from one side of the city to the other side of the city. And it's like, cool, thanks, game. I just feel like it does that all the time. And it's just kind of annoying. But yeah, I'm yawning pretty consistently, guys. I think I really am gonna have to just sign off earlier today. Um, which I guess is a great segue to what I always like to put pressure on, which is make sure you go ahead and get some good sleep tonight. It is a Sunday. Tomorrow is a lot of people's working days, so I want to make a little bit more of a special pressure on it. Get some good sleep. Get some, brush your teeth, get some good water in you, get some good liquids, some hydration, which is my second thing. And if you haven't had the chance, go ahead and stand up and walk around so that you don't start developing any kind of like bad leg problems or have any like blood clots or things like that start to happen to you. It's really important that if you're sitting down or have a pretty sedentary lifestyle, you get up every once in a while and kind of walk around. Just give yourself an excuse, give yourself a reason to get up every hour or so. Set an alarm if you have to. It really helps. Even if you do have the world's most comfortable chair, it is something that still really helps to set an alarm and kind of walk around. But yeah, I think this is just gonna do it for today. I'm gonna see what I can do to maybe get my friend Cubit in on this. I feel like he's kind of just been he has a job where he goes out for 2 weeks and works really hard, but he still has he still has a night to himself, you know. But he goes all the way around the whole country and stuff for like 2 weeks, and he comes back for like a week, and then he sits down and just like visits family, just like lives his life, kind of relaxes for a week, and then he just does that on repeat. And this last time, he didn't want to hang out with me, or he at least didn't reach out to me to hang out. So maybe I'll sit and bug him. Maybe I'll sit and bug him to sit and be on one of these streams. But who knows? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm sorry. Some part of me feels like I maybe should have sat and played Elden Ring instead of Mini Motorways. Mini Motorways, I think, was maybe too relaxing. It's maybe too relaxing, making me sit here and get all tired. Like, excuse me. But yeah, I'm still working on the channel. I'm still working on it a little bit by a little bit. Um, the other day, I was looking up how to integrate chat, like to be just on the side of the stream, so that you guys can be on the screen chatting away while we sit and play some games. I don't 100% know if we're gonna do that, at least immediately, because um, I haven't really honestly got too many people chatting, so it's not too big of a deal. Plus, I can always see chat on the side. Let me know if that's something you guys want to have on there. I noticed that nothing has really shown up in the suggestion box, which is fine. So just let me know. It's always there. It's always there to reach out to me. But yeah, I think it's best that I call it a night. I call it a night. Got to watch a lot of cool stuff today. I was talking to you guys about. I got to rank up in Apex and then Mini Motorways. So, been a pretty decent day. Been a nice, decent, relaxing Sunday day. I do kind of want to see if I can shake things up a little bit and do something funny and weird or wacky on Sundays. Or maybe even the reverse of that. Do something where it's like extremely relaxing, where I just find like an experience type game to sit down and play, where like you're just kind of running around and building something or who knows what, and it's like no stress, no pressure. But we'll kind of see. We'll kind of see how it goes. I'm gonna do my best to stream on Monday, even though I feel like I'm probably gonna have even less to talk about on Monday. But we'll just kind of have to see how it goes. I do appreciate you guys kind of popping by. I have noticed that even though not so many people jump on for the live streams, some people have been checking out the VODs. Unfortunately, Twitch doesn't really give you enough information about how long people watch the VODs or what parts of the VODs they skip to, things like that. Stuff that YouTube has. But regardless of whether or not you guys are sitting and watching all the VODs, I do appreciate you guys checking them out. Um, Especially the last good couple days or so, because we've had a lot of fun topics and we've been able to do a lot of fun things these last couple days or so. So I really appreciate you guys hanging around, clicking on the streams, kind of watching it and seeing what's going on. But I think I have kind of hit my limit. We're still about 20 minutes away from hitting 2 hours for the day. Which I don't know. You know, we are only 20 minutes away. I think that's at least one more map. I think that's at least one more map. I'm gonna be Yanni and having an issue, and we're not playing this map. We're not doing this one. We're not doing that one. Nope. No, 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 no. I hit resume on accident. We are gonna try Chiang Mai, Chiang Mai. We're gonna try Chiang Mai. Yes, we're gonna start a new city. We're gonna try and see if we can do a little bit better. That should push me over 20 minutes. I really want to try and stay on target with with streaming for 2 hours. I don't want to give myself reasons not to stream. And one of the bigger reasons not to stream is that I get at least a little tired. And I know what you're thinking, like, but you put a lot of pressure on getting good sleep. And I super do. It's not quite my bedtime yet, if you will. So I'm okay with pushing out that next 20 minutes. I think it's probably for the best too, because I run into the situation with sleep where I'll like get really sleepy after work or after dinner, and whether or not actually take the nap or I just kind of like have a pseudo nap between that time, uh, I end up like sleeping and having that kind of pseudo nap and have that pseudo time where I get really sleepy. And if I push through it, then or if I let it happen, sorry, if I let it happen, then I end up sleeping in a weird way that's like super not conducive to anything. Um, so it is really helpful to sit down and try to keep going as long as I can, because if I do that, then I will be able to uh, be just a little bit more sleepy, and when I need to go to sleep. So sorry about the false ending there. I just figure for my own personal health, it's probably better if I keep going. Just a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. And I did think about something new to talk about. There was, excuse me, yesterday I was kind of like looking around Twitch. Because believe it or not, I actually don't really watch a lot of stuff on Twitch, like directly on the platform. What is this noise? I don't watch a lot of stuff directly on the platform of Twitch. Um, a lot of what I watch on Twitch comes from like VODs and stuff that end up on YouTube. Um, so I end up watching a lot of Vine Sauce with Vinny and Joel. I end up watching clips from VTubers who are on Twitch. Um, I end up watching a lot of clips from VTubers who are on YouTube and stream onto YouTube. But like, I never really sit down and commit to actually like watching anything on Twitch. So last night I decided to kind of like take a peek around the website. And I looked at the gaming section, and the only thing that I could really find was I think his name is XQC or something like that. Um, but he was on there, so I sat down and watched him for a minute. Um, it was kind of interesting. He was playing some like Minecraft something or another. where they were like it was like some kind of like multiplayer arena style gameplay, something or another. Not entirely sure. But he was doing that, and then I was like, it's kind of Minecraft isn't really my thing. You were just kind of like, it's interesting, But then like everybody else was like, you know, good couple thousands of less people were watching like the next runner-ups of streamers, and so I was just kind of like, oh yeah, like I guess you just watch this guy play Minecraft or nothing on Twitch, huh? So I sat down and watched him for a minute. And then I went to like the IRL sections and stuff, and dude, like the first five or like the first seven some odd sections, um, with that was just like girls in their underwear touching microphones. That was like most of what the IRL section was. Which I was just kind of surprised. I mean, like, I understand that, sex sells, right? But it's also one of those things too where it's like, yeah, man, but also with sex selling, right? Like, I never really imagined Twitch being a platform where people, kind of get what they're interested in, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Um, so for the longest time, I was just kind of like, what is happening here? I would have figured Twitch wouldn't have been the kind of platform where that kind of thing is overly prevalent, but I guess it is. I guess it is. Um, in any case, I'm not too concerned about it. End of the day, but I just thought it was kind of an interesting thing. Um, aside with that, though, I found IRL stream of sumo wrestlers, like low tier sumo wrestlers. I think it was like a regional bout that they were doing, where oh, this is upsetting. They're only going to give me houses there. So it was like a regional bout that they were doing where the students, I think they were students, but they were all sitting and working really hard to like do this like regional tournament. And it was so fun to watch, man. Like I I know that like I probably have been written off as a weeb to a lot of you people, but like it honestly as a sport, sumo wrestling is pretty cool, guys. I'm not trying to be like that guy, but let's be real. Sumo wrestling is kind of legit because it's just a bunch of really because like even though they're like big and like even though they look fat, right? Like there's actually a ton of muscle underneath that fat, right? So like even though these guys are like big, they're also like really ripped too. Like they have a lot of good muscle mass under there. And so you'll see these guys who are just massive, right? And they will just like slam into each other. They'll just slam straight into each other and start, wrestling. And it's incredible to watch. It's absolutely incredible to watch. Um, it's oh man, it's if you haven't seen sumo wrestlers, um, like doing their sport legit, it's something I super recommend anybody sit and watch because it is intense, man, right? Like it's basically at the point with sumo wrestlers that they just accept the fact that they're going to get hurt, right? Like they just accept that they're going to get hurt. And you'll see that like most of them have wraps on their knees and their ankles and their, wrists and on their elbows and stuff because like these guys go at it with each other, man. And you'll see some matches too where like one guy will get just the right amount of footing off. And so what he'll end up doing is he'll just like throw him off of the out of the ring. Like out of the mat like ring that they kind of have. And it's intense because the ring is basically this little it's like this mat kind of thing, like I was kind of saying, um, where um, it's like a clay. So the middle ground, I think, is made of like a dirt clay mixture, and then it's a ring of like this massive twine. Um, it's just this massive twine rope that makes the like the outer ring of it. Um, and so you'll see that like these sumo wrestlers. Oh, and then outside of that, there's like a sand ring with it, and it's all on like a raised pedestal, right? And so you'll see them sit and like kind of get ready, and if they're like on one, right, then what they'll do is they'll take the guy that they're wrestling. They will literally like throw him out of the ring, which pushes him out of this like dirt circle and out of this like clay circle and out of this like sand circle off of the raised platform and down on their butt, man. Like it is intense to watch. It is intense to watch some matches. If they get like a really good kind of like play, right? So I would really recommend if you have not seen sumo wrestlers, it's worth watching. I don't care if you want to sit down and be like, that's Japanese thing. It's what weebs watch. They sit down and watch sumo or whatever. And it's like, hey man, legit sumo is like it's pretty intense, like they made a whole sumo wrestler anime for Pete's sakes. I've only seen like the first couple episodes of that. Because I got kind of bored of it honestly. Because again, it's a high school anime, right, with sumo wrestlers. So I kind of lost interest pretty quickly. Um, but I would super recommend if you're like watch some live action matches of sumo wrestlers. It is incredible. I cannot state that enough, man. Like it is absolutely incredible to watch. You will see like just all these dudes get flattened, just absolutely flattened in this ring, man. Like it's honestly pretty hard to to like reconcile on some level because it's pretty awesome. Let's see. Probably another bridge. Roundabout will be okay, but purple. Why is more purple being built up over here? That purple store only needs two. I guess where that has an intersection is that. No, I won't take that. That's problematic. That's not as problematic. Because we could just do this, and then it'll be problematic for that middle store because two houses can't support two stores. I have all these orange guys over here. They're on like the other side of the map. The only other thing that I can do is push them over this and then send them onto here. That's all I can really do. And then these purple houses. Okay. You can send them up to there or something. Oh man, why did that turn into a double? It's just trying to do this to piss me off. Oh, I would also really recommend if you go to the trouble to watch sumo wrestling. Even though I sat down and really enjoyed the rookie level tier, if you will, sumo wrestling like regional stuff. It is super worth your time to sit down and watch. Like the big yokozunas, I think they're called. because they just know what they're doing, man. Like those kinds of matches where I'm talking about like dudes just getting flattened. That especially happens in like the really pro tier. They will like throw somebody out of the ring, man, because like it you win or you basically have like no money. Because like in order to make money as a sumo wrestler, right? Like the best way to do it is to like make a good name in like the wrestling community, and like earn awards and like be crowned as like specific wrestlers, who are capable. What is happening here? What is happening with this? Uh, oh, a house got built underneath it. Okay. It's just the game trying to be obnoxious again. Because those oranges still need to get over there. So the best way to make money as a sumo wrestler, as I was saying, is that you get like a big reputation in the sumo wrestling community, and then you basically start your own little. I don't know. I don't remember a lot of the vocabulary words. It's a different language, so bear with me. But they'll sit down and they'll create their own like little sumo wrestling like teaching house kind of thing. Um, and that's how they make money, right? They'll sit down and they'll make their money from doing that. Um, this is okay. Where did this purple story come from? Oh, oh, barely hanging in there, barely hanging in there. Ah, it was the orange. Wow, 888. That's terrible. That's terrible. I could talk for the next 3 minutes and then I'll push out for the 2 hours. Um, so the best way to make money as a sumo wrestler is you get these like specific designations within the sumo wrestling like hierarchy. And the higher you get, the more likely you are to get students into your like teaching facilities that you're gonna hopefully end up making. Um, and then that's how sumo wrestlers make a living. Because if you commit to sumo wrestling, you're basically almost unhireable anywhere else in Japan. Because Japan has a lot of like health standards that they kind of impose on its people, like sometimes explicitly, sometimes otherwise not as explicitly. Um, and that makes it basically impossible for anybody who wants to sit down and do sumo to find a job that isn't in sumo, you know? Um, so the only way that you really make good money is you work with a house that's being run by somebody, or you make your own house to sit and teach up and coming sumo. Um, and so that's why if you sit down and you watch the pro leagues, they are like throwing down in the pro leagues, man. They throw down in sumo pro leagues. You'll see some people in the pro leagues, because you can't close fist in sumo. You can't close fist really at all, I don't think. Um, and so you'll see these dudes just like open hand palm slap these other sumo wrestlers straight up in the face, just like multiple times in some cases. They'll just like go straight for the jugular, and they'll just throw down, man. And because they're like adults, right? Like what I watched the other night was like juniors sumos. Because these are like adults who've been doing it their whole lives, and they're like really pro, and they've been building up their fat and muscles so much, they will fall. Right? Like when a pro level sumo falls, they fall hard, you know? And so it's just it is such an intense thing to watch. So I would 100% super recommend that you sit and watch sumo. But again, like I was saying though, there's a lot of like societal issues and problems with sumo. So it is kind of difficult for sumo wrestlers on some level. because I think, and I could be completely wrong with this, so bear with me, but I think that there's like laws in Japan that say that like companies are forced to pay more in like taxes or something to the government if they have unhealthy workers. And unhealthy also like contributes to like weight, like if you're overweight, then that contributes to companies having to pay more in taxes or something like that. And so companies will like actively discourage their employees from essentially becoming unhealthy, specifically in the way of like weight, you know? Because if they have unhealthy employees, then that raises their rates, and so they causes all these other issues. And so there's like this hidden pressure for sumos, if they don't make it big and they're not able to sit down and make a whole heck of a lot of a living with it, as well as like societal issues. Because if people look at you and they don't know that you're a sumo wrestler, and you're just this big chubby man, most of the time they will kind of sit back and be like, check this guy out. Like, what's he doing? Like, how dare he, right? Like, there's like a lot of social societal pressures in Japan about like health and weight and stuff. Um, which is another topic, right? Like like that even extends into other problems that happen in Japan and in some Asian countries. I think like Korea and stuff. Because like women and like young women especially will sit there and they'll like look at magazines and they'll like look at the people who are like they'll look at like the famous people, like the your just like models and stuff. They'll sit down and they'll look at them. And the thinner and the smaller you are as a model, the more like attractive you are for some reason. Right? And I'm not talking about the American sentiment either, where it's like, oh, if you have a thin, shapely body, then you're quite a hottie, and you're gonna get on the front cover of all the magazines, 'cause whoa, girl, you're rocking it. I mean, like, think about somebody who's anemic and who's like very small and very thin. Those are the kinds of people that get like a lot of media attention. And like are able to sit down and do modeling careers and stuff in Japan pretty easily. And so it's created this problem for some people, outside of and inside the industry, where like they will do terrible health things to their body. They like won't eat, right? Like there's some cases where like they'll just sit down and drink just like fluid, they won't even like eat anything. They'll have just like enriched fluid in some cases, um, and they'll just push their bodies to like this extreme level just to stay thin, just so that they can try to like get more, um, like out of the media, like get more attention and get on more magazines and stuff, And it's ridiculous, Right? Like, and again, I'm not talking about the American sentiment where it's like, you got to work out night and day and, only eat very, very healthy things like salads and stuff. I mean, like, these people are taking it to like dangerous health levels of extreme so that they can be like the thinnest person possible. And it's ridiculous. Like, it's really scary how much that kind of like plays into it. Um, and I guess while I'm on the topic too, there's like a lot of other scary things in Japan. I might talk about it later on like a different stream because I'm sure it's gonna come up. But like the J-pop and like K-pop scenes, there is a lot of scary stuff that kind of like goes on behind closed doors in those industries. So we'll talk about that on another day. But tomorrow, there's a meme by Ina from Hololive English, where she was streaming one day and she was like, the new Hololive members that they're like adding into their like troupe, they're being announced tomorrow, and then she like yells it out, and It has her voice crack, and I think it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny because it's so hard to replicate. Like I've tried replicating it like a couple times, and it's incredibly hard to replicate. If you're into VTubers or even remotely interested, just look up Ina Tomorrow, and it'll probably be the first thing that shows up. And it is incredibly hard to replicate because she cracks her voice in just the right timing, in just the right way to add like such an extreme level of emphasis on the word tomorrow. And then she's like all bright-eyed, like wide open and like mouth wide open, just like tomorrow. It's so much fun. Oh, and then she's wearing like a cute kimono dress and everything too, which is like what they were doing for a while with Hololive English. But yeah. Anyway, I'd recommend you take a peek, even if you're not interested in VTubers. It's still kind of fun, because that's what I'm interested in, right? Like I don't sit down and watch them. I don't like indulge in their merchandise or anything like that. I just kind of like for some reason, I guess because I've looked up things that are anime related on YouTube. For some reason, they've attached VTubers pretty heavily to the idea of anime, even though there's a little bit more to it than that. And so YouTube will constantly like show me clips of VTubers, and I only click on like one out of every 10. But I still feel like even with me just clicking on one out of every 10, I still feel like I'm like pretty into the community for some reason, even though I have only like tried to sit down and watch one live stream once. And it wasn't even like on purpose. Like I wasn't trying to go out of my way to find it. Gura was streaming on YouTube one night. And I was just kind of like looking around for new videos, and YouTube was like, "Why don't you sit down and watch Gura play, Splatoon 2 with her friend? How about it?" And I'm like, "Fine." And so like I jumped in for like 10 minutes and just kind of watched it. I was just kind of like, "Oh, they're basically just like normal streamers for the most part." Where they'll just kind of like talk about what's happening in the game and be like, "Oh no, ooh, look at what's happening," right? Um, so they're basically just normal streamers, but very occasionally they'll sit down and do something weird, and that's what makes something clippable. And that's where I'm at. I'm at the like one in every 10 clips. So I don't even watch all the clips. I only watch like one in every 10. And it gets to the point where it's like, okay. So it's just I just find it interesting and funny. I just find it interesting and funny. Um, I've kind of bugged my friend Cubit about it a little bit because he made a video recently where he was there's like this Hunger Games application um oh, not AR, what is it? Artificial intelligence, AI. So he went to like an AI website where like it'll generate a scenario where it's like Hunger Games, and like all these characters will collect items or do weird tasks and things in the Hunger Games kind of like situation. And one of them that he did, he invited me and a couple of other people that do YouTube streaming kind of stuff to sit and duke it out for money. Um, and so he ended up putting us all in it. And I was getting upset with him because he had to fill some of the extra slots because you apparently have to like have 12 people, and there was like 4 or 5 empty slots, and he's like, "I'm gonna just put all the top streamers into the empty slots, huh?" And there were streamers that I haven't even heard of, even though I've heard of like the really big top streamers. And so I was like, "These aren't the top streamers. You don't have any VTubers in here." And then one of the guys that was there, he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. It's all just preference to me." I was like, "What are you on about, man? What are you on about?" Mousy, Iron Mouse, I can't remember what group she's part of, but Iron Mouse was like number 13 in the most amount of money on Twitch with the big leak that they had at Twitch, where like people found out how much money the streamers made. And so it's just like, I don't know, man. Number 13 for like making money on the platform, and the fact that like a lot of people associate streaming and streamers with VTubers nowadays. Like it's pretty hard to miss the fact that streamers and by extension these VTubers are pretty big part of the industry at this point. Even just signing on now to kind of get the like earlier today to get the stream started, there was like 4 or 5 VTubers that were being recommended as like the most watched. Like, you should sit down and watch these VTubers do their thing, right? And so there was a big thing where it was just like, check out all these, VTubers, and I'm like, yeah, I guess it makes sense because there is a lot of VTubers now, isn't there? I even sat down and there was a clip that I watched where somebody like compiled all of the all of the VTubers that were like somewhat well known into like one massive picture, and it was like a good couple hundred people. There was like a good couple hundred people sitting down and being VTubers. I mean, yes, compared to the thousands of just like normal whatever streamers, but it was still one of those things where it's like, hey man, check it out. Check out all of these like, VTubers that apparently exist that I've not even ever heard of. So I just thought it was kind of interesting, kind of fun. But anyway, I think we're definitely gonna call it a night here. I was able to push out the last 20 minutes of the stream instead of just falling asleep where I am. So I'm gonna go ahead and not do a false ending here. I'm gonna push my big three again. If you haven't had a chance, go ahead and stand up and use the opportunity to also, if you have not had any water or haven't gotten any fluids in you in a while, go ahead and get something to drink, get some water in you, walk up, stand around, kind of move around. Want to make sure that you don't cause yourself any health problems or issues or what have you. And then get some good sleep. Tomorrow's a working day. It's Monday. Monday is a working day for a huge portion of the population. So go ahead and get some good sleep for Monday. I'm going to make a pretty big push on it this time. Sure, good sleep. As I say that, through a yawn. Through a yawn. In any case, go ahead and make sure you get some good sleep because it's very important too. Especially on a week ender like Sunday today. So I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you so much for joining in. I already gave you guys a thanks, but I'm gonna give you an extra thanks for sticking around these last 20 minutes or so while I push myself to make sure I get 2 hours every day. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for enjoying the stream. Again, if you guys have any recommendations or things or any games you want me to play, I'd love to hear about it. Just let me know in the suggestion box. Send me a whisper, DM, a whatever. I don't check Twitter quite nearly as much, so maybe don't send me a DM. I think DMs are only really well associated with Twitter. Um, but yeah, just feel free. Don't be shy. Just tell me what's what. Tell me what you're interested in watching. We can maybe sit down and figure it out. Um, I think this next week, man, I don't know. I've said this on and off that like I'm really thinking about buying Kirby. But some part of me really wants to commit to it that this next week I sit down and buy Kirby. The problem is that like my weekend was just kind of crazy and I didn't really get the chance to sit and go out and buy a copy. And then on top of that too is just like I was looking at the price tag for Jump King and it was like $15 and I was like, do I really want to spend $15 right now? And I was just like, it's $15. So I don't know. I'm really shy about spending money. I don't know what it is. If it's something you guys want me to watch though, I'm sure I will be a lot less shy about it. I always sit down and buy games that my friends want to play. And although we may not be so directly friends uh, as much as I would like it to be, I still appreciate having you guys around. I still treat you with the same level of respect and enjoyment as I would a normal friend. So, hey. And you know what? We are still a small stream. So if you start jumping in, you start hanging out, we might become pretty good friends. Who knows? We'll have to see how that goes, really. But one way or another, my plan is hopefully to, within the next week, buy Kirby. Uh, I think I have enough saved up to sit down and just kind of buy a game like that. So shouldn't have to worry about it too much. I just get a little annoyed and the thing is that like I do feel comfortable buying Nintendo games because the Nintendo games price stays at astronomical levels through the whole year. It's always at $60 no matter what. So I probably shouldn't feel too bad about buying Kirby at $60. I think it'll probably be worth it. Am I gonna get 60 hours out of it? I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. I think another reason that I am kind of hesitant about it too, though, is that I am gonna want to sit and buy a proper capture card. The capture card that I bought years ago is just kind of garbage, and I have never really been able to get it to work right. So I'm either gonna have to borrow my brother's capture card or see if I can go buy a new capture card. And the only other capture card company that I know of is Elgato, and almost everybody that I've like heard who streams and has, problems streaming and stuff, they always point to Elgato as like being their number one point of contention. So anyway, anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and definitely call it here, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure you follow up on the three big health things: sleep, standing up while walking around, getting the blood moving and pumping, and getting some hydration. Go get some water. Thank you guys for showing up. I do appreciate it. We're gonna do our best to keep streaming indefinitely. I think it's a lot easier to make it sort of a daily routine for me because back when I did it years ago, I did it like once a week for like an hour, and that just kind of it was one of those things where I kind of felt really weird about it because it was like, after a week had passed, I would kind of sit there and be like, do I really gotta stream? Do I really gotta do it? Because like, I just kind of want to sit down and relax like I did the last 6 days, So I think making it a daily thing has been working out a little bit better for me. But we're gonna still figure out our schedule. We're still gonna figure out what works best. Um, the scheduling system, and this is the other thing that I looked at too. The scheduling system is kind of terrible in Twitch right now because it's like you have to tell us what you're doing, and you can only do it like one day of the week, and or you have to tell us like what time on that day that you're gonna stream that specific thing. And it's like, man, what if I want to go stream a bunch of other random stuff? Like I don't want to like I love Apex and I'm probably gonna keep playing it for quite some time, especially if I'm sitting down and streaming it for you guys. But it's one of those things where it's like I'm never gonna be able to fully commit to the idea that I'm gonna start the day always with Apex, right? Like, I might find some other competitive thing to enjoy, like Fall Guys or something. Like, maybe I'll do Fall Guys as the competitive starter for the day, right? Or something, right? So I just personally am a little annoyed with that mentality of how they've set up their scheduling system because it's like, tell us exactly what game you want to play and exactly at what hour or what day or all day. Is that a thing you do all day? And it's like, no. Why would I play a single game for an entire 24 hours? In any case, though, I could talk more about that later. It's just kind of annoying. But I'm trying my best to slowly build up the stream, make it what I want it to be. So we're working on it. We're working on it. Just bear with me. Bear with me. In any case, have a wonderful night. This is the indefinite sign off. This is the indefinite sign off, the definite goodbye, and have a fantastic night and a fantastic life. I do really well appreciate you guys coming by, and take care.